The engineer cost was $1,341,775. The low bid was $1,819,000. That's a 35.5% increase on the estimate of the engineers. Like I said, we're going through some lines. We did find a line item in here where the shoulders need to be rebuilt on this road. And for some reason, the engineer's estimated amount was 1,600 square yards, and when we looked at the plans, it's actually 3,200 square yards, so they underestimated the shoulder. And it almost looks like we're trying to verify, but it looks like they only account for one side of the road. And the engineer and the contractor picked that up and doubled or tripled the price for the other side.
But what we're bidding
Their price for square per stone, they shot up because they knew they were going to get paid more money, more over than their.
What we were going to be voting on this one was around $264,400, correct?
No,
that's what it says on here. So we're going to get a different one.
That's why I'm letting you know now.
So this needs
to
be
changed. I would say not to exceed $816,000. And if that cost is over that, I will come back to council, but that should cover it by my estimate, because I have the solid prices of the bid. So, and I know what the original price was.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, Jason, should we also add to that motion and amend the budget accordingly or something to that extent so that the budget amendment is simultaneous to the contract approval?
Yeah, because the motion is basically, we're agreeing said contract, you know, so,
well,
you know,
in the
remarks.
pricing, so the pricing is wrong in the contract.
Exactly, that's
right.
why I was bringing up the pricing is incorrect in the contract. Yes.
Right.
Not
Or a
just
new
a motion or an agenda
Right,
item, but
that's-
the contract is wrong.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna need I agree, because even the remarks are wrong, so we're gonna need a whole new, yeah.
Page 8 of the contract has the pricing that we should be agreeing to, and
That's correct.
it's been changed, so I would imagine the contract between them and the city of Taylor has to change.
The cost of that contract.
Well, the terms of the
That's
contract.
the estimated, the contractor's estimate, the engineer's estimate is what they're providing. And I think it's $1,000,003.
It was the 1456.9 estimated cost, and then.
Okay.
So you're saying maybe somewhere in here there's a clause that says Exhibit 1 is only estimated and final cost to be determined at contract execution?
I know there's a 10%. I looked through. I know there's a 10% clause in there, and it also has a percentage of what the city's responsibility is, which is 18.15%. Is what the city's part of their cost. But the problem is if it's over that engineer's estimate, we are going to be responsible for that whole cost. It's not like the state just has this extra money later on with all the contracts they got going on. They had a limited amount of funds. They split it up for each community based on their engineer's estimate, and that's what they decide. Now, there may be a slight adjustment. I got to find out tomorrow. They may pay up to the 10% a cost sharing, so that would reduce our 815 down a little bit, but I'm not sure for how much. And we're not going to get any kind of answers by tomorrow through the state, because we have a 3-day period of where we have to turn in a justification letter, and we have 2 weeks to let them know if we want to rebid this.
See, that's what makes it tough for us to vote on, because there's so many different.
I understand.
You know,
I'll try to give as much information tomorrow, but I can tell you it's not going to be over 8. If we use the 816 not to exceed, that would be sufficient.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
And here's the other. I'm sorry. The other caveat is this project is supposed to start in the next 2 weeks and be completed. And the completion date is September 30th.
Keith, what is it, major, share, 6 major, local?
This is a major.
Mr. Chairman. Can I just suggest that maybe Keith can work on a new motion and get you guys a new motion with an updated contract with the proper amount by tomorrow?
That would be awesome.
And then we're talking about a lot of stuff.
Because
and
at
you guys-
least, no, that, at least that way we know what we're voting on.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I think ultimately what Keith's saying is, let's put in the highest amount not to exceed,
Right.
so we can keep moving the needle forward, but you all don't have that amount in front of you,
Well,
so.
and then the other, well, it could, depending on this or depending on that.
Well,
And to me, I think MDOT, if they schedule it for the year and we gotta flip the cost, they can pay us back at the beginning of next year, but they should be able to plan that in there. I mean, I know that's a wish, but, Councilman Bizarre?
Well, to that reference, can you explain the process to me, just so I understand it? If they approved this project based on the engineering estimates that we
We
submitted?
designed this road too. The city of Taylor designed it, so we
Went to
hired.
the county, applied for this project, they approved it at the amounts we gave them.
Correct.
So if our engineering estimates were better, it's possible that the project would have been approved for a higher amount.
Could
So the
have, yeah.
county's saying, hey, these are your numbers, you're stuck with any variance.
If there's a, yeah, that's exactly. It. We designed it, the price was provided by the engineer based on their design. You know, they go through it, they know how much stone they're gonna need to get in there, you know, they're engineers, and that was the engineer estimate that we provided.
But the only difference is I believe the FAC calculation method allows a percentage. So what Keith is saying is we believe that the county or the state will still be on the hook for a small amount of an increase also, just it's not gonna impact it, you know, terribly in our favor.
They may be, up, because I know that the contract says, up to 10%. You know, that's where the city has the right to rebid it, is anything over 10%. And I think there's a 10% over and under. I was looking through the contract today with Tennessee, and I couldn't find anything in there that said that they could be responsible for anything more than the contract. It got no.
Was it Hennessy or Wade?
Wade Trim did the estimate, but I was conferring with Hennessy to go over Wade Trim's design, because I didn't want them to try to cover some of the tracks and some of the problems. You can understand, you know. Plus Kelly, it's not, Kelly is out of the office until next week, so she's not available.
For that being their business and all.
Right.
We had that happen in Berkeley, remember?
Yeah, I do actually.
We had that happen around us before I came here, and it was the engineer's estimate was $1 million.
Off.
Yes. And we decided to rebid it, and the price came
And
in
then
even
even
higher.
higher.
It was the Goddard Road project, the streetscape.
Right in the downtown area there?
Mhm.
I have a question. What is MDOT going to be doing 94 at night with the residents? You know, we kind of approve that as I come around soon, or anybody know?
And I haven't get, any notifications that I received, I get,
July 15, 16, something.
Oh, so it's coming out this month.
Yes,
Yeah.
scheduled in
It'd
July.
be nice to send something out
Yeah.
as a reminder to the
Tentative,
residents that
yeah.
they're hearing.
It should be up on the boards up on the freeway. Last I saw it was July.
Oh, yeah. I did
Chairman,
see something
do you
about
mind
the
sending an email, and if you remind me tomorrow, I'll check with Carl and have
I
it
just think
sent
it'd
out
be
that,
nice if the residents are reminded about
or
it.
a text or something.
could have possibly emailed to them with the Greg to you, and
Yeah.
says he's not here, you know,
I'll check. I wrote a note also.
I haven't seen
Anybody else got any questions or anything?
Oh, I was just gonna ask about the marijuana.